All right, so I lit my candle there because I'm going to show you this room and also show you something else that's been such a big blessing for me. So now we know the Dollar Tree, everything is $1.25. In some places, it's even more than that. I haven't been to my Dollar Tree in over 6 weeks, and I went and I was shocked and surprised. One, there was no inventory, very little inventory. Two, everything was $1.25. And that adds up. I wanted to go to the Dollar General because the Dollar General is right beside my thrift store. As you guys know, I'm not doing a lot of extra traveling these days. When I go to the thrift store, there's a Weiss Market, and then there is the Dollar General. And those are the stores I go to. I don't go pretty much anywhere else of those stores. And I thought, let me go and see what the Dollar General would have to offer. Now, people point out to me all the time that yes, Walmart would be cheaper, but I don't have a Walmart within 30 miles of my home. In fact, it's over 30 miles, the nearest Walmart from me. So I'm going to show you what I got to prep using the Dollar General and spending $1 an item. Everybody loves prepping, but they really like prepping if you can prep for $1 or under. And let me show you what I got. Now, like I said, if you go to Walmart, it would be under $1. But since I didn't have one nearby, the Dollar General is pretty much every state, I think so. I think it's something that most people have. For $1, they had this big box of macaronis. So this is the bow tie, the medium, which they're a little bit larger, so you wouldn't need as many in your food, so you can make them last longer. I got 3 boxes of these bow ties. So they're 1 pound box each, and since they're larger, and when you cook them, of course they double in size, you wouldn't need as many. We got 3 boxes of these. And then I'll show you what else I got. This is another item. Now this wouldn't last more than about a year, but the Jiffy Mix are amazing to have because the Jiffy Mix were only 59 cents. You could add corn to this, or you could make them plain, or you could add hot dogs and cut up hot dogs and put in it. This here you can make a meal out of for 59 cents. So I got 2 of these. So while the Dollar Tree, everything is $1, the Dollar General, you can get things under $1. And so that's where you can really look and find bargains. So I got 2 of these. So I got 3 of these. The expiration date on them, I think, are about a year off. You can make it last longer if you seal it in jars, which I've done many videos on that. All right, for $1, evaporated milk. It's self-explanatory. This is milk that's all ready to go. You can add water to it and make it go further. You can add this to all of your cooking recipes. So powdered milk is ultimately the best, but a couple cans of milk are good too. I like to have an assortment of things. I like to have some things that are dried, some things that are frozen, some things that are canned. That way you have a whole assortment of things. Another thing you want is something like this. This is gravy mix. Now this was 69 cents. Add a tablespoon of gravy mix to a little bit of water and add that to your noodles. Hey, now you have something that's flavored. You don't have to use the whole mix at one time. You can use it by the tablespoon or use small amounts of it, and it can really help season your food. Now this here will last you a couple years. So I bought one of these just to demonstrate to you the different ideas and different things that you can do at any store that you go to. I talked about the Dollar General preps, but now let me talk about how you can get your food to go much further. And I mean storing it much longer. Many people make the mistake of storing their food in cardboard. This is a #1 no-no. You do not want to store any of your food in cardboard boxes. Cardboard will absorb moisture, absorb odors, and cardboard is not something that you want to store any of your food long term. Noodles will last you years, but not in this cardboard box. You want to take this out and put it in a Mylar bag, or you want to put it in glass jars. Pickle jar. So an old pickle jar is perfect to store all of your noodles in. Or Mylar bags. People often ask me about plastic bags. Plastic bags are okay for like a year, but if you want to store your food long term, a couple years, or if you know you're going to rotate it within a year's time, it would be okay in plastic bags. But if you want to store it for more years than that, you want to have it in glass or in a Mylar bag out of this cardboard. So 1 gallon will hold 2 pounds of noodles. A lot of people ask if you need oxygen absorbers. In noodles, I would say no, you don't really need that. Let's talk sugar. I know a lot of people do not like sugar. They don't like consuming sugar. But in a time of where you can't get to the grocery store, on a time when food would be scarce, a little sugar will go a long way. And a lot of times, you know, back in the Depression, people made jams and jellies, and sugar was something they could not get much of it. You can also use it to barter. So sugar is very important to have, and it helps give you energy when maybe you wouldn't have your house heated as much as you're used to, and you need all of that energy. A little bit of sugar goes a long way. Especially in a crisis where the grid is down, you are more active, and a little sugar is not going to hurt you if you're very active. And if you still insist on not having anything sweet, you could always just barter it. Sugar has an indefinite shelf life. If you keep it dry, and rodents of course don't get in it, your sugar will last you indefinitely. Sugar and honey have an indefinite shelf life. And my friend, who has decided to help me out once a month with different videos, got me some of these. These are called blackout curtains. So let me show you what this looks like. Energy efficient on heating and cooling. So this is great. It's going to help keep my canning area out in my out porch a lot cooler. So she gave me these curtains. Aren't they super duper? I'm going to go ahead and put these in the out porch, and they will help keep it cooler in the summer and keep it warmer in the winter time. So I really want to thank her for that, because these blackout curtains are extremely important when you're having your canned goods. Now I want to show you something that is really such a blessing to me. A lot of times people ask me in my videos, they'll say, well, why do you have that to store your food? And why do you have cupboards to store your food? Wouldn't it be better to have shelving units that are made for food? Yes, but when we got out of debt, we decided that we weren't going to spend any money. And I wanted to live more self-sufficient. That meant I wanted to do more of my canning and more of my own food growing. I didn't have money to be buying shelving units. So we would go on Craigslist or see places that they were giving away all of these. This was a TV entertainment center. Here is a china cupboard and all of these things. I got them because they were free and I needed a place to put all of my canning jars. But this week I was given the opportunity to do a little bit of a review on actual shelving units that are made for food. And I am so happy I was able to get rid of so much of my shelving units that were falling apart and able to do this. So I do love my china closets. I will not get rid of these china closets. I won't get rid of these china cupboards. I love them. But I am hoping that eventually I can get rid of all of this stuff here and then actually have more shelving units that I can put real food on them, and they'd be a lot better. So yes, these shelving units do take up more room, but because I wasn't spending any money, and I'm still not spending money, I used what I could get. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the shelving units behind the camera and what a blessing they are, and just a little bit about them. So you may have seen the background looks different. I actually went through this room again to organize everything, and because I was going to put this shelf in. All right, everyone, so this is the shelving unit. This shelving unit is on wheels. It is made for food storage. Now, with the wheels on, it holds 550 pounds each shelf. There are 4 shelves. Without the wheels, it is estimated to hold 600 pounds. I believe I have this fully loaded. I don't know how many pounds I have on it, but I love it. This is something that is a tangible blessing for me, because as you have seen in previous videos, my shelves were not very good and they were not sturdy. This is sturdy, and let me show you how I organized and what's on it. All right, so shelf number 1. Now it does take up a lot of room, but I got everything off the floor and I'm able to have everything organized better. As I eat the food that is on the other areas, I'm going to add it to here. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. It is so sturdy. The wheels on it are so sturdy. See, I changed things around again just to organize a little better, but we are really consuming a lot of the food in here because we're not buying it. We're not buying the food. So it really is amazing how much difference it has made. The shelving unit is amazing. So I was in the back of it before I put the shelving unit in. I can move this out about 4 or 5 feet to get to the back now, which is really nice. The back is long-term storage. That food I don't need to touch for a year. But I just love it. Thanks for watching.